30 minutes past the hour of 12, and we'll continue to bring you more sports matters here on Namibia Connect. Now, the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation is celebrating a proud moment after sports journalists Victorine, Kaaronda and Nicolaus Thiremo are named on the long list for the Young Reporters Broadcasting category at the 2025 AIPS Sport Media Awards. Victorine earned recognition for her in-depth report on the $2 billion Namibian Independence Stadium upgrade. She now joins us in studio to reflect on this international recognition and, of course, what it means for Namibian sports journalism. Very good morning to you, Vicky. Welcome.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure to be talking to you. First, look at the project that you, of course, covered on the $2 billion Independence Stadium upgrade that sparked national debate. What inspires you really to, want to dig deeper into this story from an analytical angle?
All right. So this story was basically done before the new government. We have had, constant public questioning, when will the Independence Stadium be upgraded? And then now they had found out that the Independence Stadium doesn't need upgradation. It needs to be demolished and built from the ground up. So initially they had mentioned that $2 billion is what was going to be cost for the stadium. And people didn't really understand if it's an upgrade or a renovation. So we had to dig deeper with the ED at the time, which was Mr. Erastus Haitengela. And we sat down and dig deeper into the matter. Plus, they were only talking about procurement, but we never really got to see what is really going on. Is there a movement within this project? And then he did show us that report from Malishisho on how the Independence Stadium might look like in the future.
Absolutely. And this conversation, of course, comes where you're trying to, of course, address accountability and long-term sports development in the country. How did you balance reporting the financial figures of the story?
The financial figures were basically, it came from the government themselves. What was not clear was, is it renovation or upgrade? So basically, we just went deeper into the financial money that they had mentioned to the public.
First of all, my manners for not congratulating you on being listed first and foremost.
Thanks,
congratulations John. Once again. What does it really mean to be, among so many journalists across the world, to be listed, amongst the AIPS Sport Media Awards? What does it mean for you professionally and personally? All right,
I just have to mention that this is my third time being on the long list. The last time was in 2023, where I actually came ninth. Yes, in the world. And then when it came to the rankings, continental rankings, I came first in Africa. So this is third time trying again. I'm very confident this time around, but it is a global competition, so it means a lot to me.
Absolutely. So it seems like it's going to be a rolling ball now for you, of course, to be recognized internationally from this. But what does it really mean for journalism in essence as well, for you as a sports journalist who's really trying to put that story that matter not only to Namibians but of course to all sport lovers in the world?
I think in terms of me being a woman in sport, already it being a difficult thing for us, a difficult industry for us, it shows that we are globally competitive and anything is possible.
Absolutely. How can we investigate sports journalism actually, and how can we use it to contribute to governance in Namibia? Of course, we see that there's a huge cry for sports development in the country. The public wants to see sports develop. Of course, government also is trying to make efforts. Everybody wants to see, us going at a certain level, but there's so much more work. And that can only, as far as investigative journalism is concerned, that's how we can only put our effort in. How much more do we need to do to actually, bring this out?
I think there is so much more as a country that we need to do. I remember us as journalists, we are the bridge between the government and that is the public. So we hear both sides and we are the mediators for both sides. So I think it's just for us to be more neutral, but also to understand the pros and cons on both sides and make sure that these two parties understand each other.
Absolutely. And I think I want to hear your take on this international recognition. What does this say about, sports journalism, the level that we are, and how we actually are putting out this the standard as far as sports journalism is concerned in Namibia?
I think as Namibians, we try. our best. We don't have the platforms as, the other bigger corporate companies that they have, but I think we are trying our level best. I've seen work from not just sport, but also when it comes to entertainment, and we have been winning awards outside continentally as well.
And getting nominated.
And getting nominated as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So for young sports journalists, especially young girls who are upcoming and want to step into the world of sports journalism, what is your message to them, and how can they actually navigate the challenges that also come in being a woman, or rather as a lady sports journalist?
I mean, when it comes to sport as a woman, it is difficult, but you need to have the love for the game. If you don't have the love for the game, it's going to be difficult for you. But if you do have the love for the game, everything will actually be easy with the negative parts.
Absolutely. I think the only important question to hear from you now is what's next for Victorine Kaaronda? What can we expect from her in terms of the stories she's trying to uncover to, of course, not only rather hold government accountable to what's happening, but of course just inspire a lot of sports in the country?
Well, in sport department, I'm the creative director. I'm behind a lot of the promo work, just telling the stories behind sports in a very short time frame. I'm sure the public have seen the soccer pitch promo that has been out recently, just going back to the roots of what really where football came from and where most of our, that is footballers, came from. Something that resonates not only with the professionals, but also with the grassroots. So an all-round sports storyteller.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, super proud of you, Vicky. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the great work that you're doing. Of course, can't wait to see you at higher stages representing the NBC and yourself, and of course, so many young female journalists that are hoping to get into that same boat that you are in.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely.